the liquidators took over the Gotchi verse for a couple hours there. There was Matrix mode.
Honestly, they've got some decent aesthetics.
Pretty cool. But it's gone now.
Well, and that was a unique one there too. So that wasn't even anything that the team did, unintentionally or anything, right? That's crazy.
We didn't push any code. It just happened.
What happened?
Basically, when some of the assets that are loaded in from the server's certificate, generally it's supposed to auto renew, but because of like a name server issue, you guys are probably gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" The name server was not configured properly on Cloudflare, and so that prevented the certificate from refreshing, which then prevented the assets from loading. There was an SSL issue.
Makes perfect sense.
It's just imagine the domino meme.
Yeah, I actually did see that yesterday, and I assumed it was something like, oh, they're about to ship something, something's coming out, something cool, something like, battle related or something. I didn't know. It was just a small glitch.
Yeah, we literally had to use the bat signal to our devs in the U.S. So he was able to come on and get it fixed. Kudos to Pete if he's listening.
Pete, you're the man. That's awesome.
Yeah, generally that stuff won't happen, but this is like, I think this SSL certificates are renewed like once a year, and due to a configuration issue when we moved over to from Vercel to Cloudflare, that it just caused it to not auto renew, unfortunately. So not too bad. All good in the hood. So where are we, friends? Anyone hanging out in the verse?
I'm setting up a bounce gate as we speak.
Nice.
Get people on the GMI parcel here.
So you said GMI parcel, right? Or are we going to Mage Town? Where are we going?
Oh, are people thinking about Mage Town too? That could be an option. We could do
Well,
both.
Right now, and Coder Dan, you can correct me if this is wrong. It's showing on the Aavegotchi UI for Gotchiverse, like Mage Town has 21 attending. Does that mean that 21 people are at the bounce gate right now?
Yeah, that's right. It's live. So every time you walk on the parcel, I think it counts. So if you walk off it, I think it doesn't count the surrounding areas, but it counts if you're on the parcel, basically.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Why don't we head to Mage Town and hang out there? We do a little hangout, and then we head over to GMI. I got a bounce gate set up there too.
We're coming, Hills.
Let's do it.
All right, Protolix already messing things up.
The Mage Hall.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the arena for Orion Game Night on Thursday, and there was one point where I deployed like 5 or 6 of the megaliths in the center of the arena,
Savage.
and they were just running everybody. Yeah, it was like when they eventually died, it made it rain, but it was cool just watching so many of them just kind of chasing each other and trying to avoid them.
That would actually be a really entertaining way to just drop into the arena when you got like 5-10 gotchis in there and just drop like 5 megaliths and just watch it wipe the whole screen.
Shout out to Topum on this spacious directly north of their bounce gate there. I'm just liking the pixel work that they've done. The axe out of the harvesters is fantastic.
Yeah, this is a proper
Nice.
a proper lodge here. Mage Lodge.
It
There's
just
a
looks
lot
so
going on.
active. All the Alchemica falling, all the gotchis running around. It's almost like one of those like Rorschach machines. Like everything's together, like. So both of these, I'm guessing this is Mage Town. These two spacious are Portal Mage owned. Are any of the other surrounding? Because there's a lot of like plots surrounding these two that seem to have like kind of like the mage look, if that's what they're going for.
Yeah,
That's
this is
good.
the town. This is their whole whole village over here.
I haven't looked in a while. Has anybody been keeping up with, like, say, the guild map? Do we know if that's still relatively accurate to the times that we're living in?
I actually haven't heard from Aavegotchi's in a while. He was like our gotchi cartographer, right?
Oh, you know what's weird? For the first time in a long time, 8-Bit Gamers actually tweeted, I think
Whoa.
yesterday.
What?
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
something about Pepe. They tweeted something about Pepe, and they shared the Pepegotchi.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Nice.
That's funny. Musashi left their server yesterday. Oh man. Okay, so he's our canary. When Musashi's out, get ready for the alpha drop. Well, we'll have to do something to revive this guild map then, because I always enjoyed and appreciated that. It's just been a while since I checked on it, and I think we probably should think about some relevance coming back into that, because I really appreciate these guilds doing the effort of trying to, put themselves together in effective little units and prep for districts.
Yeah, it's this district beautification thing is always a good idea.
I think it's D28. I might be calling this out wrong. I think that D28 is where the fake lore friends are starting to base themselves out of, and they're aggregating a lot of parcels over there. So I expect we're going to see a really artistic district out of them.
So you're seeing the rise of fake lore art districts, is what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely. I'm seeing the rise of fake lore culture. That little group that's working hard at taking this to the next level. The timing is well done, and the talent is dense. I'm very excited about what we're seeing out of fake lore. Get that liquid there.
I've heard of fake lore. What's going on there?
Fake lore is born out of the creative mind of Leonardo Degacci. He has all the right pieces for putting this thing together. He is creative as can be. He's also very driven by the Aavegotchi community side of things. And so he put a server together, and he's essentially aggregating like a dream team of killers amongst our creatives. And so he's almost hand inviting these people. It's not selective entry, but not everyone knows about it yet. So he's kind of recruiting manually.
Recruiting talent.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got a good group over there. Kravich and Stomper recently just put out that trailer that I dropped last week. That was definitely the result of the fake lore group coming together. And they're already starting to work on a lot of things to make Fake Fest kind of a blast. Fake Fest will be June 3rd. We're starting to really set up our runway and figure out what we're doing for that one. But in general, I'm happy to be associated with what they're doing and whatnot, but y'all need to be watching Leonardo Degacci. This guy's going places with or without us.
Oh man, I'm excited for his prints, his lithography that he's been doing there.
Real life golden tiles, baby. They're coming.
Yeah, they look great. Did anybody become a overnight Pepe millionaire or a turbo millionaire? Anybody?
We're not there yet. Well, actually, I saw one Gotchi gang member. He got a nice bag. He cashed out. That was Abstract. So shout out to...
Oh, smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
He actually text messaged me like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Bro, you need to jump into Wojak." And I'm like, "I don't even know what that is." Like, it sounds like somebody got robbed. You got Wojacked. I don't want to deal with that. Barely a moon, so I don't know. Shout out to Young Abstract. He's doing things.
Yeah. You guys got to be careful out there, though. There's just a ton of other coins that have come out since then trying to catch on to that hype. And I think some of them, probably a lot of them, are probably rugs, right? So
Yeah.
We were Jesse and I were just talking about Keck earlier because there's probably going to be at some point there's going to be another meme coin for Keck, and we're just like, well, we got this Keck. Like, what should we do with it? How do we? We're not going to launch a new meme token, and like with a fixed supply and go the kind of the way that all these new like meme tokens are coming. But we got this very well. Jesse, you can pitch it better. Yeah, the title, the name of the token, the color, everything's pretty based about it.
It's pretty. I'm just reaching here, but it just seems like everything's happening on Ethereum, right? And I know like you see some Polygoners like talking about, they'd love to have some sort of equivalent meme coin. Like they've got a lot of Pepe spin-offs, purple Pepes and stuff on Polygon. I'm just like, I'd rather just be trading Keck all day. Like, it's purple, it's the perfect meme. And if we're doing meme coins, it's meme season. Then I want to be rolling with Keck and the real Keck, our Keck, not like whatever Keck token launches in the next couple days, because you know it's coming. So I saw a Friends token launch today. That's what kind of triggered me. I was like, damn it. I was like, the Keck coin's coming next, but we already have one. It's ours. So I don't know. Maybe we should reach out to our friends in the Polygon ecosystem and be like, guys, what's our favorite meme? Like, I think it should be Keck. And we should all play with some Keck for a while.
I would highly suggest talking to the Polychad team, because not Polychad, Polydoge. They actually launched the SPEPE token, but they have like a roadmap. They're trying to actually like build like a play to earn like Frogger type game. And yeah, it's like all people who are Polygon OGs, like Metaverse Johnny, Sam from the Polygon Punks, and then other people from Polydoge, like OGs that have been around building here for a while. So I think that would be a great like marriage of you guys. Also, check out that thing I dropped. What's his name? Zbot dropped this fake card on Twitter yesterday, because we were joking about like someone launching a raffle token, and then he made this card, and I was like, oh man, we need this in the queue.
Sure, that was no joke.
Oh yeah, well.
Well, and a better question for you here, Jesse, then is like these are fun discussions and whatnot. If someone were curious to try to take this ball and run with it, is this going to be more of like a personal use case, like a community-driven initiative, or is there any appetite or interest on y'all's side?
Well, I mean, the utility for, these meme coins don't even need utility, right? Like, I've seen the roadmap for Pepe. It's like they're gonna have merch at some point. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like, Pepe merch is everywhere. So, yeah, in the sense of, it just seems like, we are a memetic heavy project as it is, and we have a lot of Web3 native memetic qualities. So I just feel like somebody is one good thread away from advocating for, if you're going to pick one of our tokens in our ecosystem to be like the representative of like the meme coin phenomenon, what would it be? Would you go with Ghost? Maybe, but it's $1 plus, and meme coins are like fractions of pennies, and also it's not very memetic, so it doesn't really fit the bill. So just it's more of a theoretical, like, for fun thing right now, but it's like we do kind of have a claim on some of this, and if it was me, there's glitter's strong, but is it a meme? Not really. So I think Keck is like it goes hand in hand with things like Pepe. It's internet culture 101, and we just happen to have that token. So it'd be weird to like not talk about it. And if somebody made a thread about why Keck is like, the hottest meme coin on Polygon, I would retweet it. I can say that.
That's a fun idea. So the memification of a prior ecosystem asset. That's a neat challenge.
I like that idea. The one suggestion I would make is that we meme FUD, because that is like universal, and it's at a price point where it's cheap enough that people can like ape in, and it's not gonna, like, I think Keck is still near a penny, right?
Let's get them both. Let's give them both sides of the coin here. Let's give them, you can FUD out or you can Keck it.
Yeah, technically any of the Alchemicas, they fit that bill, because they're like, who wouldn't want to own some alpha? But it's all, I guess, about the marketing, getting people on Polygon interested first, and then trying to get the meme lords over on Ethereum to come over.
Yeah, and there's also like, I don't know how the LP pools and accessibility to these tokens are doing right now, but it's just for fun, right? It's just memes, but
yeah, it is just for fun. I like that.
Somebody bought me a kayak. We're doing it.
we do have a corner of the blockchain space. We do memes well, so it's just kind of ironic. It's like, wow, like these memes are popping off.
T-Bird just nailed it there. We'll host the annual Chili Keck-Off here soon.
I don't even know what that means. Like chili, like the spicy stuff. Just like
a Texas chili cook-off.
It's a meat
nice.
soup.
Oh, chili keg. Okay. I'm trying to keep up here. Nice.
We got you, friend.
If only you do the chili kickoff and then you hop on the sailboat. You just do it that way.
We're trying, friends. We're trying.
Since we don't have the sailboat, I have the kayak. It's purple. I'm gonna throw a ghost sticker on it that I got from Denver, and I'm gonna get a little ghost flag per the suggestion of, or it was the idea I got from Bearded talking about like needing to get a sail for it.
Just remember your center of gravity, friend. Them sit-ons, they'll betray you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be when I was a Boy Scout. I used kayaks and they were so much fun, but the ones I had were smaller, so it's also like we're probably going to be going out onto lakes, so it's going to be calm water, but there's probably going to be alcohol involved, so got to be careful on the boat. I'm just going to have a boating accident and disappear one day.
Oh, you know, you went down with the ship.
Yeah, with the ghost ship.
Who played demo last night? Slick hit us with some happy last night.
I didn't get a chance to
play it.
Share the link.
but
Yeah,
it's
blow the server up.
Yeah, it is gonna take his server down.
We're gonna
I'll warn
crash
all
it.
y'all- Yeah, I'll warn
Gotchi
you right
gang's
now
coming in.
You're likely going to have a little bit of delay on it. He thinks the server's based out of Australia, so if you're not down south, you'll have a little bit of a ping delay on it. But otherwise, just in general, you know, the art, the concept, top tier for sure. So he'll get the mechanics and the bug squashed, but really promising what he's working on here. Let me grab a link.
Brills, I don't know if you're in the room, but if you got a link, because I know sometimes Portal Mages actually live streams these events. If you are live streaming, drop that link so people can check it out, because I'm sure you guys are talking and doing your own thing.
Good point.
Not everyone's in that same boat, like Piglet. I've just answered him there. He's asking why we have the GMI syncopators on Friday night, because we need friends, man.
Well, the GMI syncopator is for everyone who does not have a life, and we stay at home and we like to hang out with each other on the internet.
We provide that life.
We provide the life, all right? That's what we do. It's a good time. Yeah, we had a good syncopator last night, actually, getting ready for Fake Fest, which is going to be a big deal. You touched on Fake Fest, McCallum, so I think we should definitely make sure friends are aware out there, especially the artistic and creative types, which we have many. So
there's the link drop right there for
Nice.
Slick's new game. You'll enjoy it. It is. I think he actually upgraded it last night. So initially it was a 2-player. It's not co-op. It's competitive. You're playing against that other Gotchi. Both of y'all start off in the environment, and it's called Rock and Raffle. And so you start off in this environment, and it's you versus that other Gotchi, and y'all's mission is to wander the space and essentially cross paths with as many little baby Raffles as you can, in which case they will begin to follow you. Once they're following you, you're creating your little herd of Raffles. Your mission is to transport them back to the center of the map onto that little central platform, and they'll be teleported to safety. There's big old boulders falling from the sky that'll beat you up, and you do have an HP and a time limit to consider. I think he upgraded it last night to 4 players, so I don't know if that's 2-on-2 or if that's a 4-person free-for-all. But just great work out of Slick. Most of this has all been independent work, working in the shadows, and just the kind of stuff we love to see.
The devlogs have been amazing. Loving it.
yeah, I have to say he's been doing a great job of like keeping people posted, letting the hype build up. Like I've been seeing the little clips. He's got my attention for sure.
Is the game on chain or is it all off chain?
I think it is all off right now. It does pull a couple of on-chain assets in terms of like you can use your custom Gotchi ID, but it doesn't need you to connect your wallet and have that Gotchi on you. I could type in your custom Gotchi ID and I could go in and play as your
okay.
avatar. So
That's a great
it's
solution.
It's
actually.
synthetically Web3 homaged.
I mean, that's really
Not
cool
bad.
because it's like the collection you have access to is continuously changing as people are redressing their gotchi. So you might want to use that same gotchi over and over, but be like, ah, shit, he redressed this
Well,
one today. The stats are different.
Exactly, the stats are relevant. So someone
That's
here
awesome.
is gonna, and this is actually something to think about too, because when we have a potential Rock and Raffle leaderboard competition, everybody would have access to a top tier stat gotchi. We'd all be able to use a godlike and have top tier HP and movement and things like that. So a little bit of an interesting mechanic.
This is awesome. I'm just playing it right now. It's on my live stream if you guys are watching. I got like 6 little Raffles following me around. This is so awesome.
I don't know who beat my butt yesterday, but someone had a high score of like 132 at the end of our little round. So be aware, there's some killers already training out there.
Oh, shout out to Slick, man. He's killing it here. One of the OG devs too. Like, pretty sure he's built another Aavegotchi game already.
Some of the first activity I'd seen in the Aavegotchi minigames for him in a while. So nice
What was
timing.
the first game he made? I remember he made another game, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it now. It wasn't Tower Defense. There was another one.
That was Jared. Yeah.
Snake? Was it Snake? Or no, that was Spice Springer who made that one. Dang it.
Oh shit. Cool. So I gotta herd the Raffles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They're hard
You gotta.
to herd, man.
They are. They're a little bit resilient.
I don't know,
really
Dan.
like
I got like 20 of
obedience.
them following me around right now.
Yeah, they're
so-
okay. So they come
The
out.
Raffle Whisperer.
Cool. Oh, you gotta drop them in here. Nice.
Yeah, watch out for the shadows because you'll see the shadows come down and then you'll know. You'll get an idea of how many you can. How many?
So they kind of latch onto you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I think that left click is going to be your roll. That's the rock and roll portion of or ruffle.
Right. I
Rock
saw
and
him
ruffle.
rolling in his the devlog.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're crushing me, bro. Who am I playing against? I'm a portal mage.
I think they'll wait until they commit their win against you before they reveal themselves.
Can I steal your Raffles?
No raffle theft at this time.
Come here. Damn.
Speaking of raffle care, this is why FA is probably doing so well. I heard just these are the things I like to hear a lot, Dan, is when people are just genuinely using the Gachiverse as intended. So I think Hefe, yourself, Light Piglet, and who else? There's 3 of y'all, foreign, right? The 3 of y'all were hanging out with these little root-based raffles, just feeding it and kind of
Yes.
learning how to tend raffle, huh?
So we figured some things out. Maybe Dan, you guys can verify if we're onto the right thing here. But
Yeah.
we killed a liquidator and then we got this little box. It was a sentry box. It was a little box that said this is a sentry box, and my Gachi picked it up and it kind of latched onto the Gachi, and then when I was feeding the raffle, it was actually following me around the Gachiverse. Like it was like my pet.
Yeah, the Raffle will fall. The sentry box, I think that was a proto-lick, I think. Probably someone had that and they died and then they dropped it. I think that's what you picked up. But with the Raffle, it will follow you. If you summon the Raffle, the Woodland Raffle, it'll start following you around. That's probably what you were seeing.
So actually, the two are not related then.
The sentry box was probably a proto-lick that someone dropped.
Okay.
But yeah, there's well, I'm curious if you guys.
Oh man, you just derailed Hefe's whole entire lore construction.
I thought I was onto something there with the sentry box and then the raffle, and there's like this whole thing that probably happened. I don't know.
Did you figure out how to summon the Raffle though?
Well, I mean, to summon the raffle, you just drop a bunch of alchemic everywhere, right? That's what we were doing. Yeah.
And then did you? I'm curious if you guys got all the messages out of it. Did you coax it enough to give you all the alpha for that round at least?
I think Light Piglet has it all written down, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. Yeah, there was probably about. There's gonna be some more, but right now I think there's about 10 in there.
So with these raffles in this game, it seems like you can herd them into that great portal in the middle, and you can just like mass destroy them. Just a little tip.
Yeah, I'm gonna play another round. That was pretty fun actually.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
very
I don't think
approachable.
you're not destroying them, Hefe. You're saving their lives.
Is there a difference in how the geisha and the portal mage play? Looks like it. And the pirate.
I think that those. Oh, actually, yeah, I didn't check the stat boxes. They may be preset differently.
I'm gonna play as the geisha.
Shout out to good old Hills there at the Magetown party. That's looks like that's about wrapped up. Them little Roombas take care of that alchemical drop relatively fast. So, personally migrating over to the GMI state at this point here, Hefe, so I'll meet you over there in due time.
I'll jump over
Thanks.
there. Hmm.
Thanks for setting up that bounce gate. And hey, all of our fake gotchis are displaying correctly. I dig it.
Dan, with all this raffle talk, man, it's like the frogs have infiltrated even the Gotchi chain or Gotchiverse. We're just like talking about frogs.
Hey,
in any
I mean,
form.
Raffles are the originals. They've been. I mean, they're kind of our Pepes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you see any chance we could leak? I mean, we've been working with Raffles very busily behind the scenes. Is there anything we could share? You know, in terms of, I know we got devlogs coming up in terms of like,
Yeah.
you know, more releases in an official capacity, but could we break any rules today?
Let's see.
Or
We actually
available?
do, guys. We're accumulating a backlog of really good stuff. I mean, we wanna make sure it's done properly, and otherwise Slama will kill us. He's got a strategic vision. But I mean, we do have one screenshot. I think we could show a little screenshot.
Yeah, don't tell him. He's gonna get pissed.
Is he on the call?
Is Slama on the call?
I'm pausing the live stream.
It's like, we won't do anything that's like, you know,
Oh,
he's gonna have his he's gonna
it's
do his
broadcast
reveal,
issues right there. Sorry.
but just a little bit, a little something frog related in particular would be nice.
You got a herd of hungry ruffles out here, friends. Come on, feed us.
We'll drop a little bit of alpha here.
Peer pressure.
Wouldn't be a hangout without it. But we're not.
I mean,
we got. I'm curious what you guys think this is. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
it's gonna be.
I'm gonna drop it.
I love how just a little twist of the arm, we get something.
Ooh.
There we go. What do we
I
got
like
here?
that.
Man,
I love
there you
that.
What is happening? Action shot.
Is that a godlike raffle?
Definitely. You see that crown?
This
Yeah,
is
it's got,
Angry
like-
ruffles.
I don't think he looks
man.
angry. He looks like, what
I-
the-
Oh,
He's
no,
not
he looks shocked.
Yeah.
He's being shot out of a
Shocker.
cannon, a little raffle cannon.
Sirlinkius, yeah, raffle cannon, yeah.
That's really close. That's pretty good. I mean, we all know
You've
what
said
we're
enough,
working
friends. You've said enough.
on. We don't want,
Oh,
you know, generic medieval towers. We'll just leave it at that. It's going to be a little bit more interesting.
Were any raffles hurt in the production of this gameplay?
They're tough. They're probably doing the hurting.
Right. Good point. As much as this one doesn't look like he's about to put the hurt on somebody, he must make, you know, resolve to do so pretty quickly.
But much more where this comes from. Over the next, once we're getting the backlog here. With the artists that we're working with are fucking amazing. I mean, they're really, and Slama is amazing at, you know, conveying our vision to them. It's been really fun to watch him work and see the art that these guys are producing for Gotchi Guardians. Oh my god, it's top notch.
So I personally don't feel close enough or that I'm aware enough of his contribution to the space. I'm wondering if there's the way you're describing your enthusiasm here with this artistic movement y'all have assembled. Who do we get to borrow for Fake Fest? We need some keynotes.
Yeah, let me think. Yeah, we should definitely have a call on that next week to see. I mean, Slama, he's not the artist himself, but he's the whisperer to the partner that we're working with for this. So I mean, I don't know if he could be interesting. We want to do a whole dev stream with him and have like a proper sit down introduction conversation to help him convey, give him like a stage to convey the ideas he's got for Gotchi Guardians and all the different vision that he's brought to it. So that'll probably happen this month. I would say there's a good chance of that. Like we want to do it as a proper game studio would be doing, with like sit downs of dev streams, dev logs, just like a list of content going out and peeks and insights into the game as it's being made. We're getting close to that stage.
Yeah, there was a lot to work out early on. You had to onboard Slama and then make sure we're all on the same page. You had to get familiar with Aavegotchi, and then we had to get familiar with his work, and he has a bit of a cult following himself, and it's well earned. So just getting that back and forth, and then bringing in the talent to build that team around him, and put the whole team together for Gotchi Guardians. It took some time, but everybody that's on that team is like super pro. Like these artists, I mean, without doxing the people we're working with, we'll just say like they've worked on everything, all the big brands, like things from like Age of Empires all the way to like
Call of Duty, I think.
Call of Duty, yeah.
These are the friends that've stolen thousands of hours of my life.
Yeah. It's like tier 1. It doesn't get any higher. Like they do all the big AAA games, and now they're doing raffles out of cannons. So,
or not cannons.
Or not. But something instead of a cannon. But they're doing Gotchi Guardians, so it's pretty
All
sick.
roads lead to the Gotchiverse.
It's gonna be so good. Angry Raffles. I see the Angry Birds here. That's kind of funny. I actually never thought about that, but I totally get why. Yeah, you would think that. I don't think he looks angry. I saw a lot of comments about an Angry Raffle. I'm gonna look at it again.
Yeah, they mean more like that the game itself, like shooting raffles at structures.
Yeah, the gameplay. Yeah.
Friends just need to study their emotional debt cards again.
That particular one looks pretty concerned. He's like, "What just happened?
What's happened? Why am I flying? Why am I suddenly flying through the air?"
Yeah, I'm a frog, not a bird. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So I can also just say on a general note for Gotchi Chain, very high level. My workload the last couple of weeks, I've got to adjust because I've had to allocate so much time to calls with people who want to build on Gotchi Chain, and there's a lot that goes into that, and it's awesome to see.
That's very encouraging to hear too, actually, man. So are we already at a stage where people that y'all are not courting or soliciting or making aware are already reaching out?
What do you think here? I mean, for sure, we're very aggressive. Like, we're trying to pick our, there's plenty of inbound. We've always had that with Aavegotchi. Like, we get a lot of inbound. We want partnerships, blah, blah. But we're trying to be more like we are dictating what we want at this point. And I think that's really nice. And it's the right way to do it at this point where the project's evolved to a stage where we kind of get to do the outreach and be on the offense and pick the kind of partners and quality that we want. So
when you're the belle of the ball, you get to choose your suitors, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we view it. Is like we have to build this chain, populate it. So we're doing the outreach and making short lists and wish lists and all the in real life stuff. There's a lot of leads that are generated through all of the work that Lost Local and you guys have been generating. So some of it is that, some of it is completely separate from that, but it's all good stuff. So just have to say it's been some very encouraging calls recently, and I know it's all early, it all takes time. You're building entire games, and those conversations are starting and things are getting signed. So it's very encouraging though. Like the ideas that are coming out, somebody said up above that Aavegotchi IP is so good to work with, and it's like it really is. It's like Play-Doh. Like, and then you tell them it's on chain, and like, by the way, it's gonna be so easy to plug in all these characters and wearables and items, and it's like just super nice, like kind of plug and play for some of these studios where they're like, oh, that actually sounds pretty reasonable. I think we can get on board with this.
And
So,
the lore
conversations.
part. You guys are talking about the fake lore. We have some real lore that we're very close to being ready to put out as like official kind of canon for you guys to play with and just like dig into. I'm excited about that. It's not only do we have the IP, we also have like a pretty fucking unique story that is really fun and offers a lot of storytelling possibilities.
Nice.
Well, it goes back to like I think of like, and we've talked about this before, but when it comes to brands and IP and characters, you see like when a new technology comes out, there's a dominant character, and it's like, no disrespect, I love the Smurfs NFTs. I know the team, got to know those guys. They're launched on Polygon. They're doing good. I shouldn't even like name them as a specific example, but like it's highly unlikely. They could be very successful, but they're not going to be the face of Web3 on game. You know what I mean? Like it's like the Smurfs just will never be that. Just like Mickey Mouse was the face of, when animation first hit, and it was Mickey. Generations later, it wasn't Mickey that took over video games. Just like Mickey's great, but he's not like the face of,
Medium
console
mascots.
Yeah, media mascots.
Yeah, that's Mario, that's Sonic, that's like other things. And then with Web3, like we have to talk to our generation, and part of the reason is there's different problems and a whole different landscape of like the generation that's coming into that and what they're facing and concerned about and care about. And so I think like with Web3, you've got your Bored Apes, you've got all these NFTs, honestly. But when it comes to Aavegotchi, we're in that short list of, kind of on-chain, pure, Web3 avatars, mimetic power, all that. And we're going to have a gaming console, like an intangible gaming console coming. So I feel like we have a very good case, and that's kind of the case we're making is like, Aavegotchis are the first open source interoperable purely on-chain gaming avatars, and the lore and everything backs that up. So it's not going to be Mario, it's not going to be Sonic. Sorry guys, it's going to be something like possibly Aavegotchi.
Yeah.
Like, has
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna put a tweet thread out this week actually, just on that Golden Cross, kind of talking about a little bit of like the history of collectibles since from when we were growing up to now, and now what Aavegotchi is doing. But I kind of got stuck in the thread. I actually didn't release it because I read over it and I'm like, at the end of it, I was like, Aavegotchi is so different. Like it's just so much more than some of these other projects like Neopets and even the original Tamagotchi. And I did a little research on that stuff. And I just couldn't publish the thread, man. I was just like, Aavegotchi is too different. Like, I just think it's not even a fair comparison. Just because it's something so new. I can't say it's like this or it's like that. And I think that's when you really have something super innovative. Is like even to describe the thing sometimes might be for some people. It's like, okay, what is it? Is it this or that? It's like it could be both. It could be both things. You could do anything with it, really. Going back to that Play-Doh analogy.
For me, I feel like I don't know about you guys, but I've personally stopped using like the rabbit hole thing because everybody in Web3 uses that term, but also it signifies like, oh, you got a lot to learn. There's so much to go through. At the end of the day, it's like they're open source, on-chain, cute ghosts, like, and you can do anything you want with them. And it's like there's no rabbit hole. It's like there is if you want. I mean, I get what you mean. Like, there's all this kind of. You can do the yield thing, you can do the Gotchiverse thing, you can do the petting thing, staking spirit. There's a ton of cool features. But at the end of the day, they're just really lovable, cute ghosts that live entirely on chain. And it's like, they're just the ultimate crypto pet at the end of the day. That's my short elevator pitch. Like if I'm like talking to somebody at a party and I'm like, there's no rabbit hole. These are the best crypto pets you can find for a lot of different reasons.
That became T-Bird's Denver pitch.
Yeah.
We all had different angles with different friends that we spoke with, and I really liked his. His became so simplistic that it was like impossible to refute. Right? What's Aavegotchi? Aavegotchi digital pets. Conversation was over.
I could tell you that man could sell just about anything.
Right.
And when he's talking about Aavegotchi, the passion really comes through, the authenticity comes through, and People noticed that at Eat Denver, man. Like people were like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "That's T-Bird, man, Aavegotchi ambassador." It's yeah, it's pretty awesome to see that.
I will say I'm being reminded to grab the big old in real life gotchi that made its appearance at Eat Denver. I've been using it. It lives behind me, hanging on the door. So when I'm on stream, sometimes it makes an appearance. But I'm gonna grab it and smoke screens, and we're gonna make a run out to like Zion National Park or some of these really popular places, and just post up. Just post up, hang out, and just see what happens.
You guys mentioned digital pets. I'm curious because we're in the process of trying to condense our message down to something like super simple, and you know, digital pet is a big part of that for sure. But I'm curious, what do you guys think? Should we market ourselves as digital pets or crypto pets or both, depending on who we're talking to?
I don't think it's one or the other. It'd be my gut instinct, just one voice.
I would say digital pet. You guys are creating a Web 2 based experience, like, for Gotchi Guardians, even though it's probably maybe Web 2.5, you're getting a little mix of it. Like using Slick's game as an example, it's a digital pet that you play. It's a gaming avatar almost. So people don't instantly get the negativity of NFTs. They're not thinking of financialization. They're just thinking, oh, it's something I can interact with, a digital pet. It's my dog,
Yeah.
but it's a cool. It's an easier sell in my mind without having to pull out an encyclopedia and explain all the like jargon associated. It's like, no, it's a thing you pet and you have fun with that you can't kill.
Yeah, I think digital pets for sure. I mean, digital pets plus AI, Floor Sweeper is saying, could be kind of future proofed in that way as well. Digital pets will go that way eventually.
Oh, on that note, it's almost like they're reading our mind. Duppy, I don't know if Duppy's on the call, but shout out. I was so pleased to see that I think it's ChatGPT powered Duppy Gotchi. That was really cool to see. There it
Talk
is.
to Duppy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He's a mind reader.
So
Hefe
good.
was describing this concept to me probably not less than 2 weeks ago.
This would be like I gotta say Duppy's got a great proof of concept here, and then like you could take it so deep though where we're getting to the point where you have the traits, right, and then the traits inform the personality of the guy. Like you got really aggressive gotcha that chats with you, or like a really laid back one, small brain, it can't answer any questions.
This is V1 of NPCs. Like Coder Dan, you've been talking to the guys at Hologram. I don't know, you said you might have had a meeting a couple weeks ago.
We had a call with them. Yep.
Their avatars are very cool. They can actually take your Aavegotchi and animate it in a way that it's actually rigged. So I believe your facial expressions and everything get tracked. But we could also have these kind of, like you say, Golden Cross, mapped to specific traits to give the Aavegotchi specific facial expressions. And so when you actually talk to it, it'll actually react to kind of what you're asking it and stuff, like a little bit more animated even. And I think Duppy's onto something here. I think we could all have, I'd love to have a talk to Hefe page, talk to No Futuristic, talk to Golden Cross, have all these different ones under some sort of like a web page directory where you go and it's like, okay, I want to talk to this guy, and you chat it up. It's all GPT powered. So I don't know. Could be a really fun idea for a DApp even.
Yeah, just like Golden Cross mentioned, you could have like a meter for how aggressive or how like passive or like nice you want your gachi to be. If it's super aggressive, like it could almost have like a different way of talking to you and like want to talk about different things. Same with like small versus big brain. Like it could talk in really long phrases or really short phrases. Definitely some big space to play with there.
Definitely, yeah, barking down the right road. And in general, I was all over Duppy's work when they were really active on Lens back in the day, and it's been a little quiet on the Duppy front. So it's really cool to see Duppy coming out of the shadows and what they've been up to. Same thing with Soju. Soju's activating some Lens drops here pretty soon again, I think. So there's a wave. Wandagachi, where you at? I'm waiting for more Wandagachi work too here. We've got some real great builders in this space. It's such a pleasure to advocate for these individuals.
Ooh, there's the gotchi dippity. Nice.
The good juice is coming. Appreciate these friends been hanging out with us here on the GMI parcel. I gotta run for just a second and make sure I go hit my farms. So do what you want.
Let's drop a little Alchemica here.
Dan, just to confirm, the raffles are still live in the Citadel, right? Or we'd have to go back to the sacred route from last week?
Yeah,
If
you
you wanna
gotta
try
go back to a
it
route.
again?
Yeah, they only appear
Speaking
next to a
of, like,
route.
Yeah. Speaking of NPCs, I want to like shake that thing down, get some info out of it.
Does it have some new hints this week, perhaps?
I don't think we even got last week's hints.
Oh.
I need to still.
Dang it.
It was supposed to cough up a bunch of good intel, and I don't think anybody got anything out of them.
I think they went hungry.
Yeah. I was feeding it, but it was stubborn, and the scholars were taking off.
The scholars, man. I saw some poor, frustrated raffle feeders. Imagine being at the duck pond and you got people taking all your bread. That ain't gonna work.
Seriously.
They camp out right in front of my raffle, right in front. They'd stand right in front of it, and then as soon as I put the Alchemica down, I was actually feeding scholars, not raffles. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's you want to talk to it on your own time, away from the crowds.
away from the crowds, absolutely.
Somebody puts the time in and gets that info from the raffle. Maybe you can do us all a favor and just make a tweet thread about that, or even a single tweet. Just like,
Yeah,
let us know
it seems like Light Piglet was on that, right?
Yeah, I think he's been archiving all of them.
I'm kind of amazed it hasn't been discovered yet. You've got some friends in here that I thought put some real heavy time into it.
Drax, where did that gift come from, bro? I need that.
It's good.
You made it. Nice.
Drax makes all kinds of goodies.
Hey, speaking of Thrax goodies, everyone check out the Ghost Ship right now, or on your own time. Fake Gotchis, it's in the queue. I think it should be ready pretty soon here to mint. So,
Do we know what the price will be on the mint?
it's a good question. So Thrax and T-Bird were working together on this, so
Oh, nice.
they might be able to drop some alpha.
It's in the queue already?
I believe it's in the queue. Yeah, if I'm not, let me just double check that. Actually,
Oh, I'm gonna cop a few of those.
Yeah, I got you. It's our set right there. Unit 359.
yeah, there you go.
I do want to give a shout out. Man, Grim has been all over my radar here lately. Grim's such a stud. I was out hanging on his fake Gotchi gallery the other day, and just fantastic. He's contributed a lot of assets to the GMI estate, try to help us get ready for Fake Lore and Fake Fest coming. And we were talking last night at the GMI Syncopator about this Ghost Ship, which is, Thrax is working with T-Bird to help produce a desirable asset, so that way we can try to start the effort of crowdsourcing for the Ghost Ship sale, because we're not done on that mission. We're just readjusting our strategy here. But Grim said something in the chat that just warmed my heart. Grim explicitly asked T-Bird or Thrax to please overprice a few units severely, so that way he would be able to meaningfully contribute.
Nice. So yeah, let's get this boat funded.
This will be a Grail collectible, because it's like you fund, just the whole story and the whole lore behind how this NFT came to be. It's gonna be, I can already see people have their eyes on it, being like, I need one of these. Oh, and see, Soju's got a piece there as well. Hot chip. On-chain pain. Gotchi hot chip.
Need it.
It's the snack line. The Gotchi food snacks.
I don't know if some of y'all remember those Soju early lens pieces, man. It's a whole cereal series. He's got the food stuff down. I'm waiting for this friend to roll into Gotchi Goodies. It's making some really good product renditions.
I got to get Soju to design the granola bar pack, the package design for the granola bars that my girlfriend always makes. I start selling those.
Actually,
Gotchi snacks.
I had to. I'm so glad that Flame just put that one out too, because this one does not get talked about enough. The Super Digital Brothers, which is a little
Yeah.
trio of degens led by Crypto Texan, who is really hardcore Polygon. He's been with that team for a long time. Great rep, great gotcha gang. Their pieces are fantastic,
They're
guys.
fire.
They're oh my gosh! If you haven't seen Money Printer yet, check it out. Great song, and they're getting better at their animations.
Actually, we have a really cool one on one of our. I think on our parcel we do have one of the Super Digital Bros pieces. Very low edition. Let's see. No, it's not on here. But there's some really elusive ones too. That if you weren't paying attention, you didn't collect them.
And they're always low edition releases. They usually don't release more than 23. Some have been as low as 12.
Dang, dude. It's crazy.
I heard some chatter that it sounds like in the arena, armor has been balanced. I haven't been in there in a little bit, and I know hardcore has been on that stuff like hardcore. So is that accurate? What do we know about the arena and wearables, things like that? What's the
Recent
update on
tweaks.
battling?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna talk
Yeah,
to. What's that?
something about bouncing. Well, we're approaching, I guess, the 1 hour mark. Hefe, is there anything?
Yeah.
What can you tell
Yeah,
me what's
there's-
going to be on the agenda tomorrow?
Yeah, well, not only the agenda tomorrow, but actually, I wanted to talk about ThriveCoin. We got Thrive Giraffe and Senate in here, and we want to kind of kick off the vote is going well so far, and the DAO seems to be in support of ThriveCoin, and so to be a little proactive here, we wanted to actually kick off the election for the advisory board for the 7 members. And so, Thrive Giraffe or Senate, if one of you wants to come up here and we can explain a little bit about this election, what it's for, and we can maybe even just show friends where they can go to get their vote in.
Is that going to be an on-chain or like an AGIP sig prop that we do for that vote, or
No,
Um,
not for this first. So for this first round, we have nominees, so people that were
Okay.
nominated from our community for 7 different pillars of the community, and this was kind of Dr. Wagme's idea to initially kind of have a just known, trusted members in our community nominated, and people can vote for who they'd like in those positions. And then actually, we will probably have to have an agip to confirm them, but right now it's
Well,
just the initial election.
looking at the AGIP 83, I mean, right now it looks like it's not it's not definitely going to pass. Actually,
Let's
looking
go
a
have a
bit
quick look.
52.9 to 47%.
Vault weight on it is shockingly positive.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's kind of.
Let's see, look.
Let's see where it's at now, though, because things can, things can shift around. So, see, Thrive
Yeah,
Giraffe
okay,
has
it's
his hand.
87% for yes, so that should tip it in favor. I'm curious, like this, it didn't. It seemed to pass pretty well on the sig prop side.
We're seeing
This
a
is-
trend here, Dan. We're seeing a
Yeah,
trend,
well,
what's,
man.
what's
honestly,
going on here? This is starting to get a bit annoying.
They ain't willing to participate on the front end. There's no conversation of it, but they'll show up and kill.
Yeah. We do have Thrive Giraffe up here. Welcome, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well. Yeah, just talking about the proposal here. Excited about getting ThriveCoin involved here with Aavegotchi DAO.
Yeah,
Let me real quick just jump in front of you there, Daniel. I appreciate your public campaigning for this. You've done some seriously well executed proposal wrangling and wrestling. It was really nice to see those well thought out long form responses. Just good job on that, man.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. It's really important for us that the community knows that this campaign and this proposal is really a reflection of two things. One, our expertise, and two, the needs and desires of the community. And that's, I think, not just how we put together a proposal that's worth passing, hopefully, but it's also how we ensure that when or if it passes, we'll be able to create the kind of impact that we hope to create.
I'm still 100% into this. You know, we can't say it enough. Is that this is a self-defined program. This isn't y'all coming in with your standards and offering us just a standard generic program or anything. This is just the implementation of y'all's infrastructure based on our standards and expectations, and so should blend well.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. I mean, you know, thank Aavegotchi. It's a very simple proposal. I mean, people deserve to be thanked, to be rewarded and recognized for the contributions that they make to the Aavegotchi community, that the community finds to be valuable. And we're providing the infrastructure and the support to allow for that to happen. And the impact should be, you know, really extraordinary efficiency, value that's created for the DAO. And also thank you to, you know, you guys and to everybody who, you know, has collaborated with us and supported us as we put this together. It's really been a shared and collective effort. And, you know, hopefully we'll make it past core prop. SIG prop, you know, seem to do really well. And, you know, we'll see where we net out at core prop. But this for us is the hard part. Once we get to the part where we get to, you know, actually create value, that's where we feel really comfortable that that we'll create a kind of impact that is seen, that's known, and that is quite exciting all around.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just looking at some of the comments here in the chat as well. You know, maybe what we want to do, just kicking off the election here, is explain to our friends how the nomination process works or worked, and kind of how people were selected for that, and if people still can be selected for that, and then also then moving forward with the vote itself. You know, how long we're gonna have it open for, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, great question. So I'll back up a little bit. The way in which effectively we choose valuable contributions to be rewarded by the community is that there's a board, and that board is elected by the community. And the job of the board connected to Thank Aavegotchi is sort of threefold. The first is that based on feedback from the community, they choose ways to contribute that deserve to be rewarded across any of the platforms on which people engage. The second is that they choose validation mechanisms for those contributions, how we can know in an automated way that's bot and bad actor protecting that contribution was made. And then they choose reward amounts. And then on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, they look at the data, get more feedback from the community, and figure out the adjustments to make, new contributions to add, et cetera. And the community, in conversation with the community, chose a really interesting way to elect that board, which is, and by the way, we've been having weekly Monday calls on the stage server with, you know, sometimes 40 or 50 people come onto those calls. That's how we kind of got that feedback. So what they chose was to have 7 pillars that represent various parts of the community, and we would elect a person from each pillar. And over the course of, I think it's like 4 or 5 days, we got nominees. Either people could self-nominate themselves, or they could nominate someone else. And then once we got a list of nominees for each of those pillars, we then reached out to those people and we asked them to confirm their nomination if they were nominated by somebody else. And that's the group, that's the list that you see here. With that said, so that's fixed because we got to go. We got to get our first board. We're really excited about that. With that said, the idea behind the pillars is that it shouldn't be one person who serves on that board forever. The first pilot of Thank Aavegotchi is 3 months. If we create the kind of value that we believe we're going to create, then hopefully we'll be able to do a second pilot of 3 months. And if that goes well, then we can understand how we can make Thank Aavegotchi sustainable in the community. So if we go past 6 months, there will be another board that's elected that also continues to represent pillars that represent the rest of the community. So the idea here is that if you're not elected this time around, or you go, gosh, there are these other people who will also do a great job serving us, you're still going to have the opportunity, if this creates the kind of value we believe it will, to serve on that board or to nominate somebody else who serves on that board.
Yeah, well said. And so, yeah, going back to your point there, open opportunity here. This is the first iteration, and so we want to, we want to make sure that people who have been contributing already for a while are able to weigh in on this first iteration. But there's going to be a rotation for sure, and I'd love to see other people in our DAO that maybe haven't got an opportunity to contribute in meaningful ways like that before to be able to take some of these positions here.
And, I just want to say this too, because we just got done with the first season supporting ApeCoin, supporting the ApeCoin ecosystem. And when we went through the proposal process with them, what they asked us to be held accountable for was increasing core metrics surrounding governance and engagement that they chose by at least 10% a month. And they just calculated the increases after season 1, and it wasn't 10%. It was 200% increase in core metrics surrounding engagement and governance. And it's kind of blown the community away. They're like, oh my gosh, we had no idea. And, that's the kind of impact that we're really excited to make with Aavegotchi as well. When people are rewarded, when you're recognized for the valuable contributions that you make, you're going to be more likely to make more and more valuable contributions, and the impact is value and efficiency that's created for the DAO. And that's what we're trying to do here.
There's just some kind of wild numbers to hear, quite honestly. 200% increase in activity in this community. We won't be able to move. We'll be nuts to butts left and right, man. There'll be stuff going on everywhere.
It's totally wild. And, I gave the low end of the metrics because there were a series of core metrics that they were tracking, between 200 and 400% increase. And it was really a wild experience. And everybody's going, gosh, what can we be? What can we do? Like, how much value can we really create together? And, I hope that a month or two from now, after we've got season 1 taken care of with Thank Aavegotchi, we're going to be doing the same thing. That's the goal. That's the intention.
One key thing I just want to mention too, I don't know that was mentioned right now as you were explaining the nomination process, is anyone elected to the committee, board, in terms of determining contribution types and whatnot, those individuals are unable to make any claims utilizing the ThriveCoin distribution, correct?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's really important. So it's really important for us in general to avoid the perception of conflicts of interest for obvious reasons, because in order for an initiative like this to work, people have to trust us and they have to trust the board. And so what that means is that the board, who is playing a role in choosing which contributions to reward and what the reward amounts are, aren't going to be rewarded directly by sort of Thank Aavegotchi as well.
Yeah, I love it. I'm seeing some of the comments in the chat there. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and I was just going to say, by preempting stuff like that, we've won a lot of trust in the communities that we serve, right? Because and the boards of communities are really well trusted as well, because for obvious reasons, this people are not as often and so on. It's really important to be upfront about the stuff that you got to be upfront with. And, the impact should be greater trust. And we need that trust to create the kind of impact we want to create together.
Yeah, said. And so, with that being said,
We got like another 2-3 days on it. May 9th. May 9th is the close date for this one.
that's right. And actually, that close aligns perfectly with the closing of this election. And so we're going to be keeping this open. Where should we direct friends to submit their votes? And we're going to leave this open again from now, where we're opening it up, till the 9th when the official core prop vote closes. So giving friends plenty of time to make sure they get their vote in there.
So if you want to vote on the board members in the first pillars, you just go to the forums, and there's a channel in forums. I think it's under DAO called ThriveCoin.
Yep, it's a ThriveCoin forum. It's got a link right here in the chat for you, friends.
Okay, perfect. And Sened, who is wonderful. I hope all of you have the opportunity to get to know him at some point. He was a core member at Bankless DAO. We did so much great work together. Similar kinds of increases in engagement with Bankless DAO as well. And then he came on to the ThriveCoin team. So he put up the polls, and voting is as simple as looking at each pillar, looking at the nominees, and then clicking on the emoji that is associated with the number next to the nominee. And would really love your participation. I want to say the obvious. I know and have connected with a lot of the people here, as I'm sure many of the people on this call do, and they're amazing. It's really an amazing group of people. And so even if you're not voted for, know that you're amazing. There's going to be the opportunity, hopefully, for that person or others to represent the community on the board at some point in the future. And from my perspective, thank you so much to everybody who was nominated. And thank you so much to all of you who are voting too. I mean, this is a community initiative, totally community driven. So really important to have your voice heard here.
Absolutely. So once again here, I see my Calm is posted in the chat here, the ThriveCoin thread. You can click right on that link there, and it'll take you to the thread. Avoid posting and chatting in the thread. Just get your vote in there, and yeah, let's just keep that one clean. I don't know if we can actually disable comments, but if we can, we probably should. But if we can't, just be respectful and get your vote in there.
Yeah, thanks for noticing that, because if people comment in the thread right now, then it's going to be really hard to see the polls.
Yeah, and alternatively, we could also, I see Coder Dan also has opened up the polls channel, DAO polls, and so we could move it over there, but
that's massive. Let's not migrate that.
Yeah,
I was watching him post that last night. It took a while.
Yeah, okay, let's not put you guys through that again then. I'll get Senate up here as well.
Yeah, sorry for the delay on that. We'll get that. So I'll just delete it for now.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for doing that. I think
I'll keep it up, but we'll make a link over to the ThriveCoin. How about that?
Yeah, perfect. That'd be great.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for bringing me up on stage. Thank you, Daniel, for sort of giving the TLDR and sort of what we're trying to do. And I also shared a couple of links in the chats, also the Thank Ape Twitter account. One major thing I wanted to say, I want to, please go ahead and vote. And I forgot, this was my mistake, 100%, to add Musashi, who reached out, who was the first one to reach out to me. I completely forgot it. So in front of the community here, I'm really sorry, Musashi. This is 110% my mistake. I will update the spreadsheet right now and add you to the polls. So please, everyone, if you voted as well, or if you voted already, revisit and consider that Musashi is now part of one of the pillars. So really, really sorry, Musashi. 100% my mistake. Blame me. But I'll fix it right now. And thanks for giving me a minute to come up on stage.
Yeah, appreciate you for getting that out there, clearing that up. We got a nice group of friends there in that list, and so yeah, definitely want to include Masashi there.
And for those of you who don't know, we have regular chats about Thank Aavegotchi on a weekly basis on Monday at, I think it's 10:30 a.m. Mountain time. So I'm not going to do all the time changes, but would love to have you there. It's an opportunity for you to ask any questions, for us to brainstorm together, for you to share ideas, for you to share contribution types that you think should be rewarded, etc. We really try to make this as transparent and open and easily accessible as possible, given that it is a community and community-driven initiative.
Yeah, I think that's So that's Mondays at 4 p.m. UTC is roughly 4:30 p.m. UTC actually.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, the conversions, man. Yeah, okay. Well, appreciate you guys sharing that. Again, make sure you guys get your votes in. They matter, just for this first iteration, we definitely want to make sure we select the right people, make sure we give this the optimal case for, what ThriveCoin can do here. And let's kick this off. So I'm stoked. I'm so stoked right now.
Thanks. Yeah, really, really appreciate your support. And, all the people, frankly, up here right now, I really appreciate all of your support. And, it's really been such a collaborative effort. And I don't know if Dr. Wagner's or Diddley, or, just so many people who have helped put this together with us. Thank you to all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tomorrow we will also get the folks from DAOLens. I know, going back to No Future, your question there, schedule for tomorrow. So schedule for tomorrow will involve DAOLens. We'll be getting them up here. They will be putting forward their proposal for Aavegotchi DAO, and we'll just go through it together, make sure that there's any feedback that we have to take into account, anything we have to change. The proposal is really reasonable, and I think is going to have a significant impact on our DAO. So definitely check out DAOLens. I will share, actually in a minute here, I'll share the link to DAOLens for those of y'all who would like to be contributors in Aavegotchi DAO. That is kind of will be the future hub of Aavegotchi DAO. So we will have all discourse and Discord discussions there. There will be all the Aavegotchi DAO documentation there, as well as all the snapshot proposals being updated there regularly. You can even vote on snapshot proposals, I believe, from the DAOLens UI. So everything in one place. And they also have a Robin AI. It's a GPT-4 powered AI that lives on the DAO manager, and you can use it for various tasks. I think currently it's mainly in the discussions, and so you can use it to distill down your discussions. Say you left for a week and you haven't been up to date with your DAO activities. You can go there and say, "Hey, Robin, I need to know the give me a summary of the activities over the last week in bullet point form," and I'll give you kind of a quick summary, which you can also turn into a post. So there will be really cool features like that, and they will also be working with us to help develop custom prompts specific to Aavegotchi DAO that we might want. So there'll be a regular weekly discussion as well. So we got some really cool tooling here coming to the DAO that I think you friends will really like that. So
You said this yesterday, Hefe, is that your mission is to eliminate yourself.
yeah, essentially, it's to abstract away a lot of the work that I do, and also give others the opportunity to contribute. I don't think we need one host every Sunday. I think we can have other hosts coming up too, and there's definitely people in here that have the voice for it, that have the mindset and the skill set for that sort of thing. So I'd love to, if you're interested in hosting the Sunday DAO calls and you want to kind of shadow and just hang out on the calls with us on Sunday, just shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to help you out there. And we are looking forward to eventually integrating a lot of my tasks into integrating a lot of my tasks into ThriveCoin. So eventually we would like to have all these, this one role broken up into its individual parts and have those issued as tasks, bounties, and things that people can take on in the DAO. So I don't think we're just quite there yet to jump over to that, but we should start transitioning to that and gauging interest from folks that would like to do specific things. Like maybe you want to schedule the meetings on Sunday. Maybe you want to do the documentation for the meetings. Whatever you would like to do, just reach out to me and we'll figure something out.
Is there anything else on the agenda?
Yeah, here, let's finish off here. The last bit there, I wanted to just kind of get a direction on rarity farming. I know we talked about it the last 2 weeks, but just get some decision points made about what we want this next iteration to look like, and also just have some side points to consider for future rarity farming seasons and imagining the future of rewards in general. We also will be touching on, of course, the Ovix exploit and the Aavegotchi DAO treasury, and there's some things to discuss there. So I'm not going to get into it today, but we will be getting into that tomorrow. So I think that will take up most, those 3 or 4 things will take up most of our meeting tomorrow. And of course, if there's something I missed, please reach out to me and we can I can shuffle things around. I can always add you in. So plenty of time tomorrow for that.
I wanted to bring up the Gotchi board competition that's currently happening.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, just let everyone know that we are. I'm not sure if Immaterial Mark is around. I think he's here on the call, but maybe not convenient to talk. But let everyone know that the first week of that is almost ending, and we have. It's been pretty epic. Almost. We got 9 million FUD. 6.2 million FOMO, 1.6 million alpha, and 840,000 KEK spent so far in this week. If you compare that to last week, it was it's loaded here. It takes a second. Definitely wasn't that high. It was It was about a tenth of that across the board, if even. So, very exciting week here in the Gotchiverse on the spending side. And if you guys ever want to check the token supplies, this dashboard is very, very handy. It was out of date for a couple weeks because Dune apparently changed their indexing. So we just got that working again, and now we can see very clearly this updates every day. I think at 0 UTC. So you can see all the latest developments happening. And I believe the interesting part is that at the beginning of each week, the modifier is the highest. But, Sundays, if you guys were around for the first competition, they can be very, very exciting as people are trying to outcompete each other. So those top 3 spots especially could get very exciting on Sunday.
Yeah, Mark's actually built a really great UI to track this.
Yeah, this is a great UI.
Share the Gotchi board link for people.
And
who
it's
have
cool if you can actually see what they've been spending on. So you can click in and see most of what I see in the top contender is he is actually building stuff. Trying to see if anyone is actually going the Protolic route, because it's a very interesting route. But I'm a little worried there's just not enough of them to support the top positions. Because there's only 99 of them, and they recharge once per minute, so it might end up not being enough for the top positions. Still a very interesting route to go, though. I'm curious if anyone participating in the competition has summoned any Protolics as a strategy.
I mean, I'm having a good time, but definitely not as a strategy, but it would be a really good strategy to throw on like a tournament. There is an alpha multiplier, which I think would work out to your favor if you went the Protolic route. And there's different multipliers for days of the week as well, right? It's not just the Alchemicas this time. There's like 2 different ways to play
Yeah.
it almost.
Yeah, the multiplier is biggest at the beginning of the week and tapers down to, I think, 1.1 on Sunday. And then, yeah, each week has a different Alchemica multiplier. Charlinkiest says that he is interested to know if anyone used the Protolic 1 to climb the ranks. Could be definitely, it could be quite interesting for the lower tiers. And
See,
they're
but
pretty easy to
Protolic
kill.
2 could be interesting too if you use the right multiplier, because there's also the conversion, because everything's measured in a FUD equivalent. You get the conversion of the alpha, plus you get the multiplier on your alpha. So I'm dropping the alpha on the alpha right now, but, you know, do with that what you will.
Crypto Green says needs to be smaller for the Protolix. I experimented some. It's too time consuming and work to do it to climb up. Yeah, they were pretty experimental. You guys were asking to try those out for this competition. If no one ends up using them, that's also fine. They're good agents of chaos in the Gotchiverse for sure.
Yeah, we need those agents of chaos.
They
Gotchi
work
scientists need to keep leveling up.
Yeah, they work really well for Orium Game Night because I can just deploy a whole bunch of them and just let it go. It's cool.
The material says maybe we can change the cost. Yeah, we're open to that. What would make it interesting for people to actually use Protolix for this competition?
What does he mean by change the cost? The cost to deploy a Protolic? Or
Yeah,
create
to
one?
buy from the shop.
Buy it.
Yeah. No more stored in them. Well, they only store what the cost of. They don't create new Alchemica. That'd be a pretty good deal.
Ooh, Gotchi Farmy dropping some alpha. Gotchi Farmy, if you'd like to come up and talk about what you're building over there in Sandbox, we'd love to hear about it. You know, otherwise, I'm looking forward to it. I know we're gonna have a call pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh yeah. Oh, and Soju made an announcement for Fake Fest as well. He has a very special fake, which he has even titled one of his grails. I don't think I've ever heard him say that yet, so something pretty serious here. And he's saving it for Fake Fest, so there'll be some epic fakes that come out during Fake Fest. You know if there's any possibility, Coder Dan, of getting some fakes to show up in the arena? Because that would be kind of epic, actually.
Yeah, that's on the roadmap. Fakes basically allowing people to like sponsor a spot in the arena.
Yeah, like I'd
Where
love
you
to have
can,
a
like,
Fake
drop your
Fest
fake.
arena set up where we have some of like the coolest fakes that were published for Fake Fest show up in the arena, and we can have some sort of a epic battle for said fakes.
Yeah. Oh, you mean fakes dropping as NFTs?
I mean,
I
that
want
would be
that.
pretty insane, but
Don't go that far. It's crazy,
No,
man.
please go that far. Create a receipt token with an escrow that holds the NFT, and then I can drop
oh
any
god,
NFT in, and then you can
Dude,
claim it later. That would be
dropping fakes in
fire.
the arena would be nuts. Honestly, I think that's
Just
not.
ERC 721s in general, that you could get so creative and invite other communities in very easily. I don't know anything about the tech, but I figure you need an escrow and then a receipt token that you can actually drop in the arena.
I don't know
That
if
would be
anything
pretty
like that's
funny.
been done in crypto yet. There's like dropping artwork in like a battle arena. That's something a little bit different. But even honestly, no, even to be able to see the fakes in the arena would be really cool.
Yeah, I want to run a 1 hour tournament where I drop in a receipt token for like a $500 NFT, but no one can leave with the receipt token until the end of the hour. So it's just a mayhem of killing each other and dropping it, people picking it up. That'd be pretty fun. Like I think that would get a lot of engagement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
we're
a game called Juggernaut. So Juggernaut is kind of like you have this item, and the longer you hang on to the item, the more points you accumulate. And people are trying to
Right.
kill you, and there's bonuses and stuff. But the Juggernaut item could be like a fake. Like that could be something, you know. And so imagine an artist hosting a battle, and it's like they're releasing like a 1 of 5, and now everyone's like fighting over this like fake, and whoever holds the fake the longest gets it at the end of the hour. Like that would be a really fun game.
We can manually orchestrate that currently, couldn't we?
Like on the back end of it, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, on the like paper end, I could like write down this is the fake available. Who wants to be in this tourney? And then whoever wins can just get it from me.
You just gotta give Coder Dan a minute. He's writing this all down right now.
Yeah. If you guys ever have, we are working on some kind of the next model of the arena.
Oh man.
Because like the FFA right now, I mean, I think it's not that exciting in its current form because just there's wildly different skill levels and power levels, and yeah, obviously we see there's not that many people in the arena at any given time. So I think we're going to keep iterating on it. So if anyone has any interesting game modes you'd love to see and think would be a great fit, definitely feel free to drop a line. We're kind of in next iteration mode with the arena now. I mean, the current one's been good for helping us balance, but as we've said before, like this is not the first and final version of the arena. It's going to take some time to perfect a model that works for the Aavegotchi ecosystem, because it's not just like Dota where every hero is this pretty much the same power level. Like we have wildly different power levels between gotchis.
It is interesting, but you know, because the Aavegotchi traits are fairly fixed in that sense, you know, an interesting angle for battles in our ecosystem could be like the use of consumables and potions. And so I like the idea of like strategizing, like the strategy is not necessarily like upgrading all your traits and stuff, because that doesn't happen as quickly, right? Because of just the way the Aavegotchi evolves is over time. But we could use, like, if you're using the right consumables and the right potions together during your battle, that might give you that edge over your opponent.
Yeah, there's got to be some progression systems, and the gotchis right now don't really have much of a progression within the game. I mean, the FFA model, it's kind of a come when you want, leave when you want kind of model, and that doesn't really work that well for gaming. Like we want to have a little bit more of a fixed beginning and end to each session, and that's kind of the next iteration of the arena is going to be able to support that, like a fixed beginning and end to a round, whatever the end condition means. It doesn't mean it's going to be like a timer, but it will have a defined beginning and ending, whereas right now it's just like come in, come out whenever you want.
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on team gameplay or even like BRS limited gameplay and having more like categorized battles?
Yeah, I think it definitely makes a lot of sense to do a team battle.
You should add in a like a capture the flag kind of game or mode, like change up the map where people can go, and it could be like a manhunt where it's one person running with the flag and everybody's chasing them, or set up like a team kind of design where it's like 5v5, and your traits would matter, but maybe not the BRS so much. So it's not godlike people just slapping around others. It's like, oh, you have a high energy gachi, so you're probably run fast, but maybe you're more likely to drop the flag than a lower energy gachi that's slower.
Well, I remember an epic clip that we have from early days of the Gotchiverse. We were playing Gotchi Tag. No Future, you remember that? We had like 50 Gotchis running around the Gotchiverse, and we would, we were on the live stream and we'd select who's it. So we'd say, okay, No Futuristic's it, and we give him a head start, and then you get all these Gotchis running after him. And
Yeah.
you can make that really interesting.
Tag is super fun. Yeah, tag is definitely a tag with some PvE kind of thrown in could be really fun.
I would
You
say
got
do that with
liquidators.
racing. You should make a
Yeah.
gotchi, like a version of the arena that's just a track that people can run around. That's the entire map. You can't go into the middle, but you can deploy enemies or drop in, like, say, spikes and stuff like that.
Ooh,
Then we
like
can
a
race.
racetrack.
Yeah, it's a round track, and you can limit it to say, like, certain number of people come into this instance of the track, and they race. It's a 1 minute, a 3 minute, a 5 minute race, whatever. And then I guess you can. I don't know how all the tech behind all that stuff, but just give me a track. I want something where we can run around. Somebody could have built it in the Gotchiverse already, but I don't think anybody has.
I
Yeah,
like what
there's,
Hardcore is saying.
Yeah, things are definitely moving, and we're going to be seeing some improvements come to the arena pretty soon, and a whole new modes for sure. And yeah, Hardcore says the lobby and launching people in groups. I mean, I totally get it, because it's like you don't want to be in the game by yourself. At the same time, if we have to ensure that we have enough players. Like, I was just trying to join the Extractor, what's it called, Extracted, or the Slick game, and you gotta like wait for someone. So that's fine when you have a critical mass of people. It can be it can be tough if there's not enough players and you can't find a game.
Gotchi
But I
miners
think
kind of experience that same thing with the team staging.
Yeah. One game I really liked when I was like super young, basically had it was kind of like FFA, where you could join and, like, kind of like we have now, where you could join and leave whenever you want, but it was a team game, and there were like 2 teams, or 3, up to I think 4 teams. So it's like you could join and you just be like randomly assigned to a team, and it was kind of a capture the flag style, where your team is trying to achieve their objective, and people just keep coming and leaving, but the teams are always kind of balanced against each other, because whenever someone joins, they get added to the team with the fewest people. So I thought that was kind of an interesting model, and you can have different rooms, and each room can get to a certain amount of players before it fills up.
Yeah, I think that's how it's done in like Grand Theft Auto as well, like other games.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, like, a traditional gamer would recognize that and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
When
it's like.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, when do we think we're gonna start seeing the rise of like Aavegotchi esports and seeing that sort of level of competition?
Yeah, that's what we want to kind of build for. We want to make sure that whatever model or models we come out with, they're all kind of viable and have a competitive or cooperative aspect, whether it's competing against each other or cooperating to achieve some objective together. That's very streamable, and also could have player rewards that are given out over time.
Yeah, Material makes a good point there. 5 versus 5
Yep.
monthly leagues with prize pools. Like, that's not unheard of in gaming, and we have the right
Totally.
ingredients here for that.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that we have the base model set where everyone is pretty happy, and would play the game without the rewards, just because it's fun, before we start adding rewards in. Because if if your model isn't, if you're not really happy with it or it's not quite working and you start adding money, then it's just like vanity metrics. What we ideally want to do is have a game that is actually fun and people would play it if there weren't any rewards, and then start adding rewards in.
That's a great point, actually. Yeah, Flame's talking about he's talking about BRS limitations, which could be another interesting way to have different categories, weight gotcha weight classes, if you will.
Yeah.
Immaterials asking, how close are we to advanced wearable functionality? Do you mean in terms of like the visual effects and individual effects, that sort of thing? Hand items, debuff, buffs, heals. Yeah, Coder Dan, what's the kind of timeline in your guys' mind to start testing with that sort of level up mechanic?
Yeah, I think we're trying to get the initial mode to a point where we're pretty happy with that before we start. Like, you gotta get the base meta to a point where everyone's fairly happy with it before we can start adding in too much of that stuff. But we have a lot of spreadsheets with a lot of thinking on that. It's not time to implement it yet.
Yeah. Goobs is also asking here, will off-chain trades still be a thing? Earlier on, before the arena, we had discussed possibly having some XP translation to extra additional points.
Yeah, we're not going to deviate from that. I still think having XP matter as a trait bonus, like an in-game bonus, is really important. Right now, like, XP doesn't. It only gives you the point per 3 levels. I think it could definitely do more.
Yeah, that definitely will make things interesting for the meta there. Having the occasional respec potion as well. Yeah, I know hardcore you've been spending a lot of time in the arena, so you have a good feel for that.
But yeah, devs are very, very busy, guys. And we're gonna have some updates for you pretty soon on what the devs and Gotchiverse have been doing. I think you'll be excited.
I'm reading an idea from Smiley Dude. Welcome. I don't actually recognize Smiley Dude here before, but if this is your first, or if it's been a while, glad to see you in here. He's saying, what might be cool is a Dead by Daylight concept. A really strong proto-lig versus 4 gotchis in a hide-and-seek arena. Complete objectives to escape and survive. That could be interesting. It's almost like a kind of an escape room mixed with like a game of paintball or zombies.
The other model that's very popular is like the Royale, where you just have 100 players or something in a room, and then it's basically free for all, except you can't, once you die, you're eliminated. That could be also made a little bit more interesting with the addition of enemies. So you could have a little bit of PvP and PvP in there.
That would be fun, yeah.
Yeah, maybe add a sync where, it's Battle Royale, but if you die, you have to pay to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
Self-resurrection.
Al says, are there any synergies being found in the development of Gotchi Guardians and the Gotchiverse that you guys have found? Good question. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of. We are kind of keeping the two fairly separate from each other, just so they don't like obviously the IP and the lore are being shared between them. So as far as, not totally sure what you mean, but there's definitely some tech share and mind kind of skill transfer between the two teams. Honestly, I gotta say, Gotchi Guardians is gonna be awesome, and we're gonna like Gotchiverse is has always been a little bit more alpha, but we're bringing that up to the level. They're both gonna be lit when we really get to like the beta version of Gotchiverse and it's still in alpha. It's gonna be lit.
That's actually a good point. Like we're not at 1.0 of the Gotchiverse yet, right? We're still in the early alpha here. Or well into alpha now, but in alpha stages. It's crazy to think, I mean, just seeing the development so far.
Yeah, I do want to say on the back of this Alchemica spending competition, I'm personally having some curiosity to try to find some friends to coordinate with and create another alternative level 9 alter network. So I'm thinking about friends like Mutant Channeling over at Awkward AI. I'm thinking about Infinity Keys. I'm thinking about Orium. I'm thinking about all the L9s that are trying to add some exposure to their alters and add some value for holders of certain fake gotchis, things like that. Trying to figure out, map who all's doing those types of activities. There might be some linking together that can occur that'd create a more powerful level 9 network.
The L9 network.
Well, Orium has, I think, 6 level 9s, and like people like User Default, if you go over to him, you could probably talk to him and jump on his scholarship. We're working with Infinity Keys, and we're gonna be having an onboarding quest. So once those quests comes out, it'll be a lot easier for you guys to see. Just deploying a safe, and then depositing your gotchi. You can then go and use one of the level 9s via delegating it to a certain scholarship. So there are options there. So just if you have questions, hit up me or User Default. Also on Thursdays, we have free gotchis when we're doing our game night. So if you don't have a gotchi, or if you know people, like we tend to bring on people from other communities now. So if you have gotchis that you want to like throw up just to rent, we give 100% of the Alchemica to the scholars, minus the little fee that we have. But we're dropping Alchemica and Protolix, so kind of more than makes up for it. So yeah, just definitely hit me up if you're interested in that.
And this is Thursday evenings, you said, right?
Yeah, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We've been like working with some other Polygon projects, like, just doing giveaways of their stuff. But we might be doing a second date. I'm thinking during the daytime, maybe noon Eastern, because we have, partners who are in other parts of the world that never get any love. So, we might do it twice a week. It's not going to most likely not the same day, but like probably like a Tuesday at noon and then Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern game nights where people will just jump in the arena and we're just going to, chill and throw some Alchemica.
Nice.
Kudos to you for making the deviants to try to adjust time zones for those other friends. That whole chunk of Gotcha gang tends to get missed. And that's just feelings.
Yeah, international. I mean, it's one big component of our community that we love, but it's something that's definitely something we haven't addressed yet, and so maybe there's something to look at there for the international community. Our Australian friends, especially, we're at odds with each other.
Yeah.
We have been.
Yeah, and we're gonna experiment a little. Like, I want, if you guys, if there are any gotchis out there, we have a couple guild partners that we're gonna talk to and try to get some little battles going for some prizes in the arena. In the current format, it's a little confusing because a lot of other people can play, but I'm hoping to organize some stuff where maybe if you have similar wearables or you want to assemble a team of, you and 4 of your other gotchi friends to enter these little tournaments or fun games, we'll host some stuff for that too. Just trying to figure out ways to play with what we have to make it so that we can do little 4-on-4, 5-on-5 task-based games.
I mean, how are the scholars finding it? You know, McCallum shared an experience with me the other night where he jumped into the Gotchiverse with a few Metaguild scholars and had a great time. So, it seems like the scholars are really enjoying this kind of activity going on too.
Yeah, it's you draw new people in because like a couple like last week I gave away 20 million Pepe and 4 million S Pepe. That's like $8 of these coins at this point. Now that the Pepe's worth like almost $80. So whoever won that, shout out to them.
Nice
But
bag.
just like, hey, I'm giving away some Pepe. It draws in a whole bunch of people who otherwise have no idea what I'm talking about. Same thing with the S Pepe. They're like, they might not know about Orium or about Aavegotchi, but they see that we're in a game playing, and it's like, oh yeah, there's an easy way you can just rent the Gotchi. We even have Gotchis for you to just grab. You just got to go over here and grab them. So it becomes like, just a little cross pollination here and there.
Yeah, I love to see it. Do we have other Twitch streamers that have been streaming in the Gotchiverse lately? I know I've been doing a little bit in the mornings when we're all hanging out together, or especially on Friday nights when we have our GMI block party. We're spending time in the Gotchiverse, dropping protolix, and it's been a great time there. Has anyone else been live streaming this and getting into like, gaming online with Aavegotchi?
I think we're gonna see an explosion pretty soon.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good time to start establishing that core knowledge as a gamer. If you guys know any gamers, good time to start, getting them acclimated to the Gotchiverse, Gotchi gang.
I mean, Coder Dan, what do you think at this point? Is it too early to have like a full-on guide on Aavegotchi traits and how they affect you in the arena and balancing specific weapon-related data? Are we there yet for someone to go out and take all this data and build out a full guide for somebody who is a serious gamer and wants to really get into the mechanics of this? Or are we still a little bit early, in that a lot of these things might still change quite a bit? Like, where are we at in terms of in that aspect of it?
I think if someone could go and take the spreadsheets that Let's Go Bankless has published, run that through ChatGPT, and generate a guide that says this is going to be updated frequently, then that would be a pretty good direction. But if you're going to painstakingly write down everything and like make it really friendly sounding and like very custom, that'd probably be not ideal at this stage still.
Yeah.
But if you could have a more automated way of like kind of like generating documentation, that'd probably be my way to go if I were going to do that.
Okay, I mean, well, I did get the data sets from Let's Go Bankless, and so I've been training the GMI chatbot to actually respond to like your Aavegotchi traits. It's not quite 100% accurate yet. I think I have to give it some more data. But here, I'll drop the link here. Check out the GMI server. Check out Oracle test channel. I don't know if you'll have access to it unless you get the Def GMI role, but McCallum and I will sort that out.
I'll open it up for now. I'll go ahead and just open that public at least for right now.
Yeah, perfect. Head over there, just mess around with it. I pay for it myself personally, but you guys can go to check it out and mess around with it. I think it is GPT 3.5 powered, so it's not a GPT 4, which is why it's not completely accurate. But I'm hoping that I can either upgrade it to GPT 4 soon, or give it enough data sets that it'll actually be a little bit more accurate. But I'd love to build a page like Duppy, like a warrior Gotchi, and you have to go talk to the wise warrior, and you'll say, hey, my Gotchi is like this, what should I do with it? And it should be able to tell you, like, these are your traits. Here's a wearable set that's really optimal if you're trying to do this type of battle style, and kind of really be helpful that way.
I don't know anyone that's been working more on AI training with Aavegotchi in mind than Hefe. Every day he's spending time with this oracle. He's gonna fall
That's
in love.
awesome.
I'm so glad, like earlier on when the big AI wave was coming on, I like took like a whole week off like of everything, and it just focused on like AI tools and like exploring. I probably looked at like over 500 different AI tools and like just found ones that really work for me for things that I want to do and free up my time. And so they're out there, you know, check out like there's websites that just have like thousands of AI tools on them, and you just need to figure out what aspects of your life you can partially automate or even fully automate, and just like free up your time. You know, time is the most valuable resource.
Got a good chunk of friends in here that have been hanging out with us at GM with GMI, and that's where mostly it's just the Hefe update hour, and we just
Hefe,
hear
is
about
that a
everything.
shill for glitter? You shilling glitter right now?
What's that?
Is that a glitter shell?
It's a low
Time
key
is money,
glitter
baby.
show. Time is everything. Tokenized time is everything.
We had another little spin-off that happened over there. Musashi is leading a channel at GMI now called Permagotchis.
Oh, yeah.
This is the little subculture that we have amongst our crew here that is into homesteading, permaculture, agriculture, any of those real world things, right? That's the best hedge is on chain and in the ground.
I mean, we're also focused all the time on monetary sovereignty, financial sovereignty here in this space. Many of us forget about food sovereignty, which is also
totally.
a you know a concern in some parts of the world. So learning
Let
to
this
grow
be
your
the
own
year
food,
you grow.
man.
Yeah, let this be the year you grow at least one thing you eat.
Even if you got like a little plant in your window, you got one head of lettuce growing in your window. It's something, man. You're connecting with nature. You're connecting with the food web, the cycle of life. So
Oh, I guess Hefe, this is a perfect segue into Botanica, huh?
exactly, that's where I was going with that, actually.
Smooth.
Botanica, is Artcore in the building? We got a couple minutes here. Artcore, are you around? Do you want to speak on Botanica? Because Rikij is in here as well. These are the two big brains behind Botanica, and I think we really need to get behind this idea as a DAO because we need some flora. We got some fauna in the Gotchiverse. We got the liquidators running around. Now we need some flora in the Gotchiverse. We need to start thinking of what is the Botanica of the Gotchiverse? What do the plants look like? What are the plants even called in the Gotchiverse? So,
Well, it's shaping up to be one of the largest potential content expansion, movements that we've had. Period from the community.
yeah, absolutely.
I want to ask. We had a call with Artcore and Kravich. They were asking if they were asking about our art process. I just wanted to let everyone know, like when we create new Gotchiverse assets, they're always created in 3D first, and we've mentioned that a couple times. That's because we want to eventually have the Gotchiverse in 3D. And so we create everything in 3D first, and then we kind of take a snapshot picture of it and make it into the 2D that we're currently using. But if there's anyone who's planning to help out with that, or they're also looking for 3D artists to help out with that Botanica project, then you'll want to have some knowledge of Blender or Maya or any other kind of 3D modeling software. But 3D plants in the Gotchiverse will look pretty dope.
Just one thing too, real quick, Dan. What was the name of the 3D environment build that we were using during our last event during the little the Polygon Summit? Is it Inverse? Is that right?
Inverse.
Yeah. Inverse is they're the platform. They do a lot of events, like they're Unity powered, and they have a lot of events on their platform. So
Right on.
yeah, they use Unity, and they're great.
I had to build two virtual spaces for Fake Fest. Are you like an Inverse or Monaverse? Do you have any opinion one way or another?
Let's see. I haven't explored Monoverse enough. Well, I think everyone loved Inverse because of the fishing. There was a lot of fishing. What are some of the features of Monoverse? I probably should jump in. We literally just got some gotchis working in Monoverse.
Oh,
They look
that's alpha.
and they're looking pretty good. Yeah, that is a bit of alpha there.
I'll holler at Rizzle, see what he
But
thinks.
it's only one. Like it's not like it's not like totally custom one. It's just like the ones that Zbot's been working on. So, but once we are, as everyone knows, working on 3D gotchis, and we'll have some art to share fairly soon on that. They're still not to a point where we can really share too much, but once those are done, then there literally will be a way to convert your 2D gotchi into the 3D gotchi that you could use wherever you want. That's going to be insane.
What? Oh my god. That's a double dose
I
of
can't
alpha
mention
right
this
there.
enough. Yeah, I mean, I've said this on
God.
every hangout, I think, but
But you never said it like that, man. Dang.
really, okay. Yeah, there's going to be a
Alright.
converter. Like,
Okay, that's
yeah,
amazing. Mega
we
bullish.
we want Aavegotchis everywhere. We want them in any 2D game. So we got the side views, Phaser. We also want them in Unity, Unreal, like anywhere where there's a metaverse, we gotta have the gotchis.
Aavegotchis are the Pepes of the metaverse. We're going to be in every metaverse. You're not going to be able to go anywhere without finding an Aavegotchi in your metaverse doing something silly or just hanging out. It's going to be,
Yep.
yeah, it's going to happen.
So yeah, I think it is important. We definitely have some ideas for color schemes for trees. We want some purple trees. We want some pink trees, some green trees. We want the whole blue trees. We want the whole spectrum. Exactly what they look like, though. I do have some Mid-Journey has come up with some pretty epic stuff. I'll give it that. But yeah, we can start exploring that for Botanica pretty soon here.
There's another one that lets you create virtual worlds. What's that one called? Block Space or something like that?
Yeah, Blockade. Yeah, that one's also very cool.
Skybox was neat too.
Yeah, that's it. Skybox.
Cool. I like all that. My gut right now is leaning towards Monoverse. I've just been spending a lot of time over there with Rizzle and that creative crew, and being pretty fired up, and inspired. Those guys are wild about it, and I just keep watching what they're building, and I'm like, my God, they just need the Gotchi IP. They need our ecosystem and our structure and our character build out, because they're so creative and they like what they're doing, but they're kind of just doing like random, just silliness. There's not a lot of structure to it or a lot of continuity to it.
Yeah, I feel that way about pretty much all the metaverses. Like when you build something for everyone, you end up kind of building it for no one. I feel. We
That's
build
actually a great
ours
point.
for the gotchis. We've always had that. Like when we first started Aavegotchi, we were like, do we want to make a platform that like an NFT minting platform, or do we want to make an actual NFT IP? And we thought it'd be much more fun to make an actual IP. There's not that many of them actually. And there's a lot of NFTs, but really not, especially back then, there really weren't very many IPs. Still aren't very many viable IPs out there.
Yeah, and
I
you
think we're
guys
about to
went the
put Heart-
tougher route. I mean, that's the tougher
Yeah, it
of the
is.
two, in my opinion.
It definitely is. We're about to inject heart and soul into Sandbox. It's going to continue happening.
Oh, that's going to be amazing when it happens. I have no doubts about the Gotchi Farmies capabilities with what
Yeah,
they've shown us with the
it's epic.
$16,000 initial investment from the DAO to kind of get a proof of concept. To see how far they took that, I have no doubts with what we've given them that they're going to blow us away with this.
One
I'm
thing
gonna
I'll
have to get off here, friends. But feel free to keep going, and I'll see you guys at the DAO Hangout tomorrow.
for sure, friend. Have a great night.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thanks. See you, friends.
Take care.
Take care, man.
See ya.
GFA's been so quiet lately because
And
they've
then
been so
there were
busy.
3.
That's what I've noticed is our GFA friends have
man.
gone all but radio silence, but it's because those guys are busy. They're working hard over there.
For
I mean,
one
when
second, we
Gotcha
had
Gang
3
goes
hosts
quiet, watch out.
and 66 with 66 audience members and 3 hosts, we hit a perfect 69.
That's perfect.
Somebody left the room and it's ruined. 2 people left the room. Now it's really bad. It's 67, 64. Like
The glory is dissipating.
Now we need a bunch more to leave so we can get to 42. I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Oh, man.
the Pepe bag I bought at the beginning of this hangout has held steady. My turbo bag has gone up, and this other coin now, Good Gensler, that I got into like a week ago, is starting to go up. So
Is
I'm
that
hoping that my
Gensler or is this a new coin called Good Gensler now?
It's called Good Gensler. I'm not advocating for this. The only reason I bought it was because it's a coin named after him. So people were like, the meme was that they want him to have to regulate a security that has his name on it. So I bought a bag of it last week, and it just doubled overnight. So I just
That's
saw it
funny.
now, and I'm like, oh, what's happening with this thing? So I'm not advocating for this. Do not go for it at all. I'm just like surprised. I want to see the meme of Gary Gensler having to sue himself. Work out.
Nice little reminder from Goops here. Remember, fam, support your friends. Takes 2 seconds to like and share Gotcha Gang post, and it's free. So. Do we have any last minute announcements? Any news? I see Awkward's dropping something here. Okay, that's just
You
showing
got just
something.
now the friends are getting fired up on Botanica concepts, which is great.
Do we have a place to discuss Botanica related? Actually, we do, right? So head over to Botanica update under suggested Gotchiverse, suggested features under Gotchiverse. There you go. That's where all the good talk is happening. Check it out. Man, I would love to see this be like one of the ThriveCoin rewardable activities. It's like you put together a protocol feature. You know, you're able to actually like put together a really cool idea. That's there's so many things that come to mind. They're like, this could be rewarded now, thinking that way.
All of y'all should be thinking that way
Yeah.
about any contributions that happen within our project here. This board that's going to be helping dictate the benefits and all that stuff is not an arbitrary board. This is just direct representation from the community. And so, like, friends with great ideas, which has been happening like crazy today. Y'all are all so damn smart. There's such cool brainstorming that always happens in all of these gatherings. Make sure you're thinking about ThriveCoin, because it's looking like it's going to pass. It's looking like it's going to implement. So things like contributing to Botanica updates, things like the people that created the concept of Botanica, all of these things are potentially contributions that can be recognized.
Yeah, Senan. The power of creating a world where real equity is possible.
Anyone know anything that's going on with these Anata entities? It just popped in my mind.
I have no idea, but I mean, I'm just
Nothing.
excited. Yeah.
I want to pretend to be a virtual avatar.
I'm more interested in the gotchi work that they've been discussing lately. The same studio that created the Anatas is now interested in possibly doing an Aavegotchi collection, which could be interesting.
I will put a call out for Hardcore. I think he's on the verge of a big mental breakthrough. He's been working a lot on guild channeling and mechanisms to help address not only arena stuff, but also the channeling stuff that he thinks can knock out a couple birds with one stone. But he thinks that it's dense and complex, and he's looking for friends to kind of hear him out, so that way we can start to try to parse it and bring it into understandable language.
Nice. Do we have any specific announcements coming up here post, like after tomorrow, after the weekend?
Nothing on my side.
Okay. I'm just gonna say real quick, just make sure you get your votes in for ThriveCoin one time. Maybe someone can post that link again. Make sure you get your votes in for the, for your first advisor board there. And appreciate y'all taking the time to vote. And we will see y'all soon, right? Like pretty soon, like tomorrow. So see you there. And if we don't, I hope you have a great weekend.
Adios, friends. Thanks for hanging out.
Take it easy, friends. Stay safe.
Peace.